Okay, guys, so it looks like I made a mistake. So we went through 6 of the steps already, and we still have the exam study guide. So it's going to be 8 steps, but that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes, right? So, okay, we have our probing. That's when we're going to review our chapter notes prior to the lecture. We have our lecture notes. That's when we are going to be present because we have already done our probing. So we have an idea and we have some knowledge about what's going to be discussed throughout the lecture. We have our review of lecture notes that we're going to do as soon as possible after the lecture. We're going to review the notes. We are going to be able to write down anything that we may be struggling with. And then we'll also have a section where we're going to be able to write some questions just to be able to prompt you so that you can be self aware of where you are in the class at every single moment after every single class. Then we are going to go back. We're going to read our chapter, write each learning objective, and then write our summary. Compare that summary with your review of lecture notes to see if something is different, if you need to just use those 2 pages to connect while you're studying. Then we're going to do our definitions and we're going to associate each key term with something else that we learned throughout the class, throughout the lecture, throughout our reading assignments. We're going to find something that's associated, some word, some theory, some process that's associated with each key term so that we are able to actually learn the definition and not have to memorize it. Now, if you guys have not noticed, the key to success with the system is to do each step one at a time, and you'll notice that you're going to see the same information over and over again. If you do each step right, one at a time, you're going to see the same information. You're going to see the same learning objectives. You're going to see the same definitions. You're going to see the same terms. You're going to see it over and over. So that it's more of you just learning naturally versus just reading a book and like taking notes and you don't really know where to put the notes. You don't know where to put the important topics. You may have questions, but you don't write it down. So that's how this system was set up. So here we are with the last page or the last notebook of the collection. This will be the future exam study guide. We're going to write all the topics that are going to be covered. We are going to do our review of the important topics. Now, what goes on this page would be what's in the box from the lecture notes, the important topics box. And we're going to just write our notes and everything from the learning objectives page from chapter notes. The last page of the collection will be the outline for any areas of concerns that we may have. Here we're going to list any areas of concern. So whatever you wrote down in the lecture notes notebook, as far as anything that you're struggling with, you're going to write those things here. Whether you mastered them or not, you're still going to write those things here so that you can test yourself and see where you are to make sure. Do this in a timely manner because you want to make sure if there's anything that you need to see the professor about at the end of the class or that section of the class where before the exam. So if you need some extra help, this again is another prompt for you to be able to reach out, get that help that you need prior to you taking that exam so that you can be comfortable while you're going in that exam. So remember we wrote the test questions during probing, right? So while we're going over the outline for areas of concern, we are going to answer all of those test questions here so that you're going to test yourself. You wrote the test questions down. You went through the chapter. You went through all of the lectures. Now let's see if you can answer those test questions on your own here. So this is the collection. This is exactly how I use it. I hope that you guys are able to have a feel for what the collection is about. We have future lecture notes, future chapter notes, future exam study guide. I hope that you guys were able to see that each of the pages kind of interact with each other to help give you a better understanding. They're repetitive. You're going to see the same information over and over again. You have used throughout this notebook the experiential learning theory. you have touched on reflection, you've had the experience of actually being in the class and being present, you have some conceptualization where you're able to connect different ideas with each other, different terms with each other. You get probing down. We have some linguistic navigation going on as far as being able to connect each topic with each other. And also, I want you guys to know that two of my main point of views with the evidence-based study theories is student emotional learning. I really want to stress that it's so important to have um, a healthy system regarding our mental, emotional, psychological health. That's so important. That's why I included a lot of powerful quotes throughout the notebook. And I also put prompts within the collection to allow you to be able to be self aware, to see if you need to reach out for help so that you can be able to do well on your final exam. I want you guys to be confident when you walk into that classroom, even if it's not an exam, just be confident when you go into the lecture where you're able to be present because you have gained some different habits that are just strategies that are evidence based, and you just learned all of this stuff just by going through the process. So I hope you guys love it just as much as I do, and please give me any feedback that you have. Just let your specialist know if you are included in the pilot. And even if you're not included in the pilot, you can reach out to the RCP department. And if there's any questions that I can answer for you or any help that I can give you, I am more than happy to do that. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen about this system. I know this video was a little bit long, but it was the last part. I wanted to connect everything and then just give you guys some more information from my point of view. And I hope you guys are motivated. I hope you guys are excited. I'm so excited for you guys to test it out. So thank you so much. And I look to hearing from you guys with your feedback. Thanks.